Dave here with Half Dozen Customs. Back out in the shop. I've been out here a while. Did a lot of work on the Jeep off camera. Just sometimes I just gotta do it off camera. I get more stuff done than trying to fiddle fart with making videos and stuff like that. So we got the cab all buttoned up. Everything's good and ready to go on that. I'll bring you over there and show you that. I made a little brace for the back of the rocker. I had it all welded in and solid already, but I made a little brace just for some extra. Welded that in so it's kind of welded in two spots instead of just one. So we got that done. Where that floor panel goes, that I had removed out of there, I drilled all the old rivets out because it was riveted in. I drilled all the old rivets out. We're just going to put some rivets back in it, other than where it mounts to the rocker. Where it mounts to the rocker, I'm going to put a couple of spot welds in there, but just to put it back in there, I drilled out all the holes for that, and we rust proofed everything so that I can put the floor back in. The only thing that's left on that now to do before I can put the floor in is just seam seal, but I need the rust proofing agent to dry before I seam seal. So and then I got the front fender put back on. We're bolted up nice and tight in the front. We're bolted nice and tight under the rocker. With those bolts that I put in the rocker, they're all welded in. Everything lines up perfectly. I've got that bolted up. So I know I've mentioned it in other videos. So we have a gap that goes between the cab and the fender here. And we actually had on the old fender, I'll bring you over and show you, on the old fender, you can see the metal's all ripped. So there was obviously some issues with this before. I don't think that it wasn't fitting right before. Probably from whatever accident it was in. So I gotta take care of this gap here. I gotta do something to fix that. But my buddy, one of the things that bothers him is that there's a gap underneath the hood, which it's not as drastic on the passenger side. Now the old front end had it, the blue front end. We put this red front end off of a Jeep station wagon or Suburban, whatever you want to call it, station wagon technically, and it's the same. I have another Jeep pickup truck out here that's the same year as this. It's the same. We've looked online at photos. Me and my buddy have. Half of them have this gap, half of them don't. So either there wasn't many of these Jeeps made, so either they were coming out of one of the factories like this, so some of them have it, some of them don't, or people are bothered by that as well, and they're fixing it when they're rebuilding their Jeeps. So if they're fixing it, I'd like to know how they're doing it. But what I'm going to end up doing before I fix this gap here, we're going to fix this gap here. And my plan tonight, I'm going to start cleaning this up, get down to bare metal, maybe do some sandblasting. And what we're going to do is because this is actually like 3 pieces. So you have your outside fender, you have this structure, which is what's so off. Ow. And tried to eat me.
You tried to eat me?
And then there's the inner wheel tub structure that's under the hood. And they're 3 pieces put together. And there's, I don't know if I would call it a body line, but it's a gap. It looks like this. That goes all the way around the edge of the fender. And I can't lose that. That's got to stay. So what I'm thinking that we're going to do here, I've thought about this for weeks now while I've been building the cab, and I haven't came up with any better ideas, so this is what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to come just on the inside of where all these pieces meet, on this side and under the hood, and I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to split it all the way down both sides, inside and out, and then we're going to pull this out and I'll weld it back up, and then we'll have a gap inside that I'll have to cut some sheet metal, and we'll put it in to fill up that gap. And you know, we just gotta, I don't know, I'd say we gotta pull this out probably 3/4 of an inch, so it's quite a bit. I'm probably gonna have, you know, 3/4 of an inch gap inside that we need to fill up. So, but I'm hoping that when we pull this out, it's going to close up this gap some. I'm not expecting it to close it up all the way, but it's going to close it up some. So I know, because I can see it already. It's just pulled in, and it needs to be just pulled back out, and it'll close this gap up. Once I get this gap fixed, then I'll make a split coming down here by the cab, and we'll tighten that up with the cab, and I'll put a little filler piece in there and fill that up. So I don't really see any other way of doing this. He really wants this fixed, and of course we have to fix this gap. It's just not right. So we're going to do a couple cuts here. We're going to move some stuff around, and then we'll get it all welded back together. But that's the next step. Is this section right here needs to be moved. So we're gonna get it moved around. So I'm gonna take this hood latch off right now. I'm probably gonna start doing some grinding and some sandblasting and getting this cleaned up when I go to cut it and you know, weld everything back together. I want it all cleaned up for that, so I'm not going to clean it up as I go. I'm going to clean it before. So here we go. We'll get this hood latch off. I'm going to try, it's got 2 flathead screws with some nuts on the bottom. I'm going to try and get them off with my little zip gun here, and if that doesn't work, I'll cut them. We got new ones coming, so but I figure I'll try the simplest thing first, which is just a screwdriver and my little baby impact. Easy. That one did, at least. It's coming off, but it's spun. And we're off. put it in a bag and mark it. I don't know if you guys caught in the video, but like that side lines up perfect. I don't get it. I don't know why. I don't know why exactly it's like that. We have some other issues going on here that I may need to look into. This doesn't line up like it does on the other side. It sounds like the rain is here early. I'm gonna get a little tape measure here and I'm gonna measure because I think I might see what's going on. And that might close up that one gap. So about 4 1/4 to the end of the frame. About an 1/8 under 5 inches on that side. So is that like 4 7/8 or something? So how does this thing mount up here? Because I think this grill is crooked. It's just one single bolt in the middle. Man, it doesn't look like I'm getting it back far enough for that to line up, but I can see that the edge of the grill is right at the edge of the headlight over here, where this side there, so it's definitely off up here, because I know I got the hood lined up to that back there. Or like an 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the hood. This side we're about a half an inch. So there's so it's like 3/8 of an inch difference, which I mean isn't huge, I guess, but
let's see that in an instant replay.
well, it still ain't gonna fix that gap problem that I have going on over there. Just have to see, we'll have to see as we go if I can maybe get this to straighten out a little bit. You know, won't really know what's going on until I get the other fender on over there and see if anything changes. yeah, I guess before we get started on this, I can show you guys. So, you know, we got that all buttoned up earlier. That came out nice. Door shuts and opens nice. Other than that little squeak, we'll have to oil that up. But I got this little floor piece sitting back in here now. It's just sitting in here. So we got everything rust proofed, just along that edge where that metal sits. I cleaned it up and we rust proofed it. Like I said, I drilled out the holes for the rivets to go back in, and then I made this little corner brace that comes up to the floor and goes down to the inside of the rocker. So I made that little triangle piece and we got him welded all in. So that's it. And then, you know, that's the inside of the other side where I made that cover to go in. I don't know if I videoed that last night or not, but it's all in, nice and pretty. Door shut's good. So, pretty much back together. Like I said, all I gotta do is throw some seam sealer underneath that floor panel before I rivet it back in. Door shut's good. Everything's looking good. So, let's see what we got under all this rust here. It is pretty rusty in this crevice that I'm trying to save, so let's see what's going on here. I'm hoping that it's just, I mean, it looks pretty bubbly. I'm hoping that there's no holes, so. Alright, the camera died on me, so I don't know what you guys missed, but the other camera got it, so we should be able to fill it in. Fastest way to make a mess out of your shop, that's for sure. When I do the rest of the fender, I'll do it outside, but this is just it's just a small area that I'm doing. I'll just make the mess and get it done with. you got to see that the rocker and the bottom of the door and the cab and everything's all done. It's all wrapped up, other than just riveting that floor piece down and putting some seam sealer in there, which I may do tomorrow. Got the fender started, so tomorrow's another day. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. It helps us out. Appreciate it.
Oh.